Good morning, students.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome, everybody.
Morning. Morning.
Hope you
Good
guys are
morning.
having a good day so far. I hope you are very excited to do some nice and early morning mathematics. My favorite. My favorites. If you talk about mathematics, who can tell me what did we do last week in mathematics? What did we do last week in mathematics? Who can tell me? Anyone? Currently, we are busy with fractions. And today, I want to look at specifically word problems in fractions. We're going to look at these bubbles here. For different types of fractions when adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. So we are going to look at word problems. I also want to do the word problems so that we can get a good understanding of when we have to add, when we have to subtract, and also for multiplication and division. So before we start with the problems itself, let's quickly run through our rules we have. Our rules start with adding and subtracting fractions. Can we remember the rules? Do we remember what is our rules? What are our 3 rules for adding and subtracting fractions? Who remembers? Anyone remember? What are our rules? What are the rules? Anyone? Does anyone know what are the rules for adding and subtracting fractions? I'll give you the first one.
Okay, I'm here.
Denomination has to be the same. The denomination has to be the same. And the denominator is the number at the bottom of the fraction, below the line. The top one we call the numerator. The numerator. So your denominator always has to be the same. What else? What else are other rules we have? What we do at the bottom, we must do at the top. So what we do at the bottom, we must do at the top. So if we are multiplying the bottom to get the denominator the same, we have to multiply also on top so that the fraction is correct. And the last one, the most important one, simplify your fractions. Simplify your fractions for extra marks. Okay. Simplify your fractions for extra marks in the tests. This is for adding and subtracting fractions. What about multiplying and dividing? Multiplying, dividing fractions. What is our rules when multiplying and dividing? For multiplication, it's very straightforward. Multiplication, very straightforward. Just multiply the bottom, or say the top and the bottom. Just multiply the top and the bottom together. That's very simple for multiplication. This is for multiplication. What is that big word we use for dividing fractions? What is that big word we use when we are dividing fractions? Who remembers? Who can tell me? What are the rules for dividing fractions? The first rule is change the sign from division to multiplication. Now that's quite simple. We just change the sign. We just change the sign. And number two is, what is that word? Change the fraction at the end to what? It's reciprocal. It's reciprocal. Now the reciprocal just means you swap the fraction upside down. You swap it upside down. Now these are our couple of rules that we need to apply when adding and subtracting fractions. But firstly, after we look at these rules, I want us to do some mathematical word problems. Okay, so let's look at the first one. Number 3 here, this is on page 52. I took some word problems throughout the parts of the fractions that we did, because we haven't done word problems yet. Okay, so the first one here, number 3. 13/20 of a kilometer of road was constructed on the first day. On the second day, the road constructed was 3/10 of a kilometer longer than that was constructed on the first day. How long was the road constructed on the second day? Who wants to try? Who wants to try and do it? We think they can do it. Anyone want to try? Does anyone want to try? Where's the people that usually help me with the mathematics? Let's see. Who wants to try and do this problem? Is there anyone? Okay, so as no one wants to attempt this one, there will be a test tomorrow. I will create a test that we will do tomorrow. And if no one wants to work, then we just have to do a test tomorrow. It's very, very simple, very easy. I will do the problems myself, and then tomorrow you will get a test, and it will go on your score. And definitely not an easy test for sure. And obviously, I will also share your marks on the group. So let's start with the first one. The road was constructed 13/20 kilometers in day 1. The next day, it was longer. It was longer with 3/10 kilometers. So how much or how long was the whole road that was constructed on day 2. On day 2. Here we have to apply addition. We have to apply addition. Let me change the color here. 13/20 plus 3/10 equals 19/20. Total road constructed.
No.
Total road constructed. Okay. The way we calculate it, you can find out. We've done them. We've actually done these 3 before. If you haven't noticed, we've done them before. Number 2, there was 3/10 of a liter of water in a bucket. How much total volume of water would be in the bucket if 3/5 of a liter of water was filled in the bucket? Very simple. Again, it's addition. 3/10 plus 3/5 equals 9/10. So almost 1 liter. 9/10 of a liter. 9/10 of a liter. Our test tomorrow will also all be word problems. All of them will be word problems tomorrow. Number 5, Charles planted cowpeas on his 3/8 of a rye of land. The land used for planting hot chili peppers was 1/4 less than that used for planting cowpeas. How much land was used for planting hot chili peppers? So this one very straightforward. They use the hot chili peppers at the end just as a way to confuse you. It is still okay, sorry, planted. Yeah, so we have to add them together as well. We have the cowpeas 1 year and we hot chili peppers. So we have 3/8 planted cowpeas, 3/8 on a rye of land. The land used for planting his hot chili peppers was less than that used for cowpeas. So 1/4, this is subtraction. This is going to be subtraction. 3/8 minus 1/4. The reason why we use subtraction here is because we have a piece of land where we planted our cowpeas. But we also have a piece of land that we planted our red chili peppers or hot chili peppers. Now these hot chili peppers is planted in a land smaller than the cowpeas. So we have to subtract. This one will equal 1/8. Okay. How much land was used for planting hot chili peppers? 1/8 rye of land used. The calculations, how I did this, you can follow the rules. Very simple. If no one wants to help or to participate, then you'll just get answers. You can follow these rules to get to the answers, okay? So that was page 1. The next one, let's look at some different ones. Still doing word problems, still focusing on trying to understand what the word problem wants us to do. Because if you understand the wording, we know what we should be doing or what the question is asking us to do. So a drink store prepared 350 bottles of water. The store managed to sell 4/7 bottles of water. How many bottles of water were sold? What do we think here? What do we need to use here? A multiplication, division, adding, or subtraction? It has 350 bottles of water. The store managed to sell 4/7 bottles. What do we need to do to calculate the amount of water that was sold? We have to multiply. There were, where's my, why can't I draw? Oh. There were 200 bottles sold. There were 200 bottles sold. Okay. For the next one, number 4. Peter bought 6 boxes of pastries. The pastries in each box weighed half a kilogram. What was the total weight of the pastries? Peter bought 6 boxes of pastries. The pastries in each box weighed half of a kilogram. What was the total weight of the pastries? It's 3 kilograms. Total weight is 3 kilograms. This one is also multiplication. Here you can refer to our rules. Remember to simplify when you have finished calculating your fraction. If it ends up, your answer ends up being a fraction. So this one, this one we said was 3 kilograms is the total weight. 3 kilograms total weight. Okay. This is the way we're going to do our classes from now on if no one is participating or actually wanting to participate. Just giving you answers, and then we give a lot of tests to give you. Sit and do at home and do a lot of tests and see if you can understand it. Granny has 25 rai of land. She gave 3/5 of them to her grandchildren. How much land did she give to her grandchildren? She has 3/5 land. How much rai did she? How much did she give? Who knows? How much land did she give? How much land? She has 25 rai. She gave her kids how much? Who knows? Who knows? She gave her kids 15 rai. of land. She gave her kids 15 rai of land. Anyone else get the answer? Anyone else get 15 rai? That's what she gave to her grandchildren. This is also addition. This is also addition. The top one was also, this one was also addition. Sorry, multiplication. All of them were multiplication. Number 3, number 4, and number 5. All of them were multiplication. If you look at this simple form, this simple one. Peter bought 6/10 of a piece of land. Of that land, he used 3/8 to plant vegetables. How much land did he use to plant vegetables? Is our question here. Now, this one is also multiplication. It's also multiplication. For this one, we have two fractions we have to multiply. 3/8. So the rule is we multiply on top, multiply at the bottom. 3 times 6 is 18/80. Divide that by 2 gives you 9/40. Is the piece of land that he used to plant these vegetables. The piece of land he used to plant these vegetables. But what if this was a dividing problem? What if we had to divide? What if the information is different here and they told us we need to divide? Then we're going to go 6/10, change the sign, change the fraction at the end to the reciprocal. Change it to the reciprocal. 6 times 8 equals
48.
10
Over
times 3.
Over 30.
So if this was the case, then we will have 1 and 18/30 equals 1 and 3/5. 1 and 3/5. That will be our simplification. Here we will get our marks. If this is our answer, you can get 3 marks for this problem. And your marks in tomorrow's test will also be accounted for. We will probably do multiple choice because that's the ones that we can make nice and difficult. And yes, I'll make some multiple choice, definitely. And tomorrow morning we can sit in the classroom. I will sit here silent and you guys can do your multiple choice test, okay? So that's just some quickly multiplying and dividing. Moving on to our last slide. Some last 3 word problems. Let's see if anyone has gained the courage to try and help or to try and assist. Use all the 4 steps to solve the word problems, but only show the execution step. We're doing the whole problem as we are taught to do it. So let's read. A grocery shop has 30 kilograms of rice. The rice is packed into bags of 1/2 kilogram each. How many bags of rice are there? Where do we start? $60 bags. 60 bags. That's how many bags there are. 16 bags of rice. Okay. This one is dividing. It's a dividing problem. If you didn't realize. A bakery shop made 40 kilograms of pastries. The pastries are packed into boxes of 1/4 of a kilogram each. How many boxes of pastries are there? 40 kilograms of pastries into 1/4 of a kilogram each. How many boxes of pastries are there? $160 boxes of pastries. Now, these are not answers that I know. These is the answer I just work out as I read the problem. So I work them out as I read the problem. I solve them. So Vivian had 9/10 of a cubic meter of water in total. She filled water into each of 10 tanks equally. How much water was there in each tank? Vivian had 9/10 of a cubic meter of water. She filled water into each of 6 tanks equally. How much water was there in each tank? Who knows? Who knows? Let's do it together. I'll do the last one together. Not give the answer, just straightforward. So 9/10 of a cubic meter of water. We have to fill it in 6 tanks. 6 tanks. 9/10 equal times 1/6 equals 9/60, which equals, divide this by 3. It was 3/20 of a cubic meter of water. Of a cubic meter of water. How much was in each tank? 3/20 of a cubic meter of water. Okay. So that was all that we're going to do today. I'll spend some time to create your test for tomorrow. And then tomorrow we can do the test. Okay. I hope you guys have a good day. I will not be here in the afternoon. I have to go for my vaccine. So I will prepare some lessons for you to work through at that time as well. Okay. But yeah, have a good day and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.